Welcome back. Back to where it all began. Oh my goodness, where does it stop? No one knows. This has become a circus. Breaking news, fresh off the presses. Now, I was told that ESPN was working quietly to try to bring Skip Bayless back with Stephen A. Smith. That this was a secret move being done. Ryan Clark's departure and Cam Newton's departure was necessary to have the space for that to be acquired, as well as other personnel. Now, I don't believe it. I told him, I'm like, well, I just don't believe they would do that. But I do believe the other information I heard to accompany that. That people on the inside is trying to stop that from happening at all costs. They said this is going to cause a storm if we let this happen. If Skip Bayless is allowed to go on ESPN, this is going to cause a storm. Because how badly things went with the Ryan Clark firing. How they basically fired him while he was in the middle of a show. Now, I was told that Ryan Clark had the option to finish the show. It was only like 10 more minutes left. He opted not to finish the show. I wouldn't have finished the show either. If you was going to disrespect me like this, you knew you were going to fire me the whole time. At least wait till the end of the business day. Why couldn't I get fired the next day like everybody else? Jimmy Pitaro and the rest of ESPN wanted to send a message to Ryan Clark. That we have understood. Even Jamel Hill right now, I was just chatting with Jamel Hill on her live stream. Me and her were peas in the pod, my baby. She see what's going on. Yeah, me and that husband, we're going to have to fight for our Jamel Hill. I'm just messing around. But, yeah, we were right on the same track. We know that there was more that's going on than just a business move with Ryan Clark being gone. Yes, it's a business move, but they didn't really like his ass. He said a lot of stuff on air, and the NFL don't want anybody on that air they can't control. And they know they will have problems with Ryan Clark on a live show saying something crazy, then having to apologize the next day. Then Cam Newton, you don't know which way the sun gonna shine with Cam. So you gotta take that with a grain of salt. So all of this is at the forefront. Right? So you gotta think about it. If they're willing to go to this length to pull you all the way in to this firestorm that you got going on now, you see what they allowed to happen with Jaylen Brown on ESPN. And the people saying, if you bring in Skip like this will cause a problem. So what Skip Bayless wants to do is what Pat McAfee's doing right now. He wants to come back to first take. Don't want 5 days of debate, maybe 2, And that's fine with ESPN. He's trying to go through Playmaker to get his gridiron show back going. He wants Playmaker to cut him a deal where him and what's his name, Talib or whatever, so they can go and do their show and start gridiron up over there. Uh-oh, the mic is messing up. All right, let me do this. Hold on. What about now? Is the mic working better? Now, here's the part that most people don't understand or grasp. Skip Bayless appeared on First Take as a trial run. Well, we don't know if he's going back yet because I think all of that is on a pause. Because the way this fallout happened, it's a lot of red tape. This will cause a lot of racial divide. If Skip Bayless was to take the place of two black men getting fired so they could pay for Skip Bayless's salary, that would not look well. So I think ESPN, because they said it was a lot of push on the inside saying, don't do this. So now I think they're going to put a pause on bringing Skip back so quick. Yeah, well, you got to remember, what was the plan when they were going through the whole progression? Money. So if your whole plan was money, and that was the whole agenda all along, is we got to get to the bag, we got to get to the money. Well, okay, how are you going to get there now? If this was always about money, how are you going to land at that plane now? Well, look, when you understand that there's levels to things that other people just don't get, they just don't know. They don't understand it. So when you start seeing people that show up to do things that don't usually make sense, start adding these things up together. Skip already did his guest appearance. He returned back to ESPN. Like we told you he was going to do. He sat up. This became a bad situation turned worse. We told you they was building to something. This is the way they want to go. Most people don't even they don't even get it. Like they think it's just one big joke. And they never seem to understand what it really, what the hell? Oh. They never cease to understand that there is something greater than what they have pretty much all together. They just don't get it. Now, how many people you know in this business is prepared right now to handle the influx of other people coming in changing the game? Would you want to see Skip Bayless in first take again with Stephen A. Smith? The reason why I say that is because people need to understand that this is on them. Like they say, it's people's fault. This is ESPN's fault. They put themselves in this predicament. Mm-hmm. Yeah, when I heard it, I couldn't believe it. So naturally, I said, wow, okay, Skip is going back? That don't even make sense when all of this is going on. And they was like, yeah, they've been trying to keep this under wraps, but the way it went down, a lot of people are responding in a very negative way towards ESPN. And now they're being looked at as a racist thing, the way they got rid of Ryan Clark. So it's a lot of backlash on it. So yeah, it was a trial run. The ratings was through the roof because initially people wanted to go see what it looks like. You know, curiosity is going to defeat all purposes. So what ESPN did was give it a test run. They start showing old clips because they want to bring Skip back, and they were going to have to make a way for that to happen. So Jimmy Pitaro's move was to find a way to get Skip Bayless back on the show. After saying they would never bring him back. Like they don't even want him. And use Stephen A to be that guy to send that message. Which was even more insulting. See, they sitting there with Skip is back. And they acting like it's a celebration. They take you through the years of Skip. And it's like, oh my God, Skip is back. Skip is back. The man that brought First Take to what it is. Skip Bayless, the legend. He's back. This is a horrible, horrible look for ESPN. If they pull this move off, like this. Come here, two black men, cleared out all the black people to pay for one white man's salary. That is a horrible look for ESPN. They're not going to want it, and all the pushback on the inside is warranted. All of it is warranted. And the format is the way Skip like it. Yep. I know. It's horrible. Like, who would imagine they would do something so reckless this fast? Look at the form. The format is the same way Skip like. One moderator, two people there. And you think Stephen A. Smith don't know? He's in there talking as if he doesn't know what's going on. Skip knows what's happening. Stephen A. know what's happening over there. He know what's going on. Mm-hmm.
With that suit, you win. I should just go home. Here I dress for a funeral, your funeral, but
right. It would be your funeral. It would be your funeral. Right. About to be a rough 2 hours for you.
Yeah,
it's good to have you, my man.
Hey, it's good. And for those who don't know, I was the driving force of this show back in its early days. I pushed to have this man be my permanent partner in 2012.
That's what you did.
And after I left in 2016, this man became the driving force of this show. And I just want to say you've done a great job with it. I'm proud of you, man, and I do love you.
Love you too, my man. It's good to have you.
Wow. So, if they go down this direction, it will lead them to disaster. They will not recover. Mark my words, they will not recover thinking it would just blow over like that. Well, many people can see what the situation is. Oh, yeah. Well, where are they going to go now? No, I had to come up here to the office and take care of some business. But Skip gonna bring Lil Wayne with him to do the intro. Do the intro. They be like, Lil Wayne, special guest. Hey, Skip. I don't know why you got me in this morning, Skip. So it's like, no, it would be a bad look. Skip and Pat McAfee. They already blaming Pat McAfee, and Pat McAfee has nothing to do with anything. He does not work for ESPN. He does not work for them. Okay, there we go. They're licensing all of the product that Pat McAfee do on his show. Pat McAfee wanted 100 million a year. He saw the numbers. He's like, I want 100. That was the asking price. They started at 100. Pat McAfee wanted 100 million a year. Not for the whole contract, for the year. That's what they not telling you. Pat McAfee said, screw y'all. I want 100 million. And they negotiated on that. They say, okay, I see how you got to 100, but you gotta remember, we 100, that's gonna really stretch us thin. But I tell you what we do, Pat. We can't do 100. No one else is gonna match 100. But what about 65? So they was like, no, we looking more like 85. Come on, Pat. 85. Nobody's paying 85. I tell you what we do. We're gonna put you on another show too. So therefore, you got 2 shows that you're gonna be on. You're gonna do some NFL coverage for us, because we finna get the NFL Network. So we're gonna want you over there doing some work over there for us on NFL Network. So you're gonna get another check over there. So your contract gonna end up paying you way more than the 65 we're gonna be renting you for. Well, all right, goddamn it. But 65 plus the NFL job. And don't you try to short me. And don't you try to send an ESPN guy over here either. We got our own crew. Nobody at ESPN works for Pat McAfee. He has his own people. Pat McAfee got his own people. And because he got his own people, they can't do nothing to stop old Pat. Just like they can't stop old Cino. They tried to wipe us out right now so can nobody see the live stream. Just completely wipe us out. Wipe them down. But you know what we do? We come right back. First thing smoking. Now, letting Skip Bayless return at that level, that way, that style is ridiculous. If you let Skip Bayless return back to glory and get back on that stage, you are setting a bad precedence already for what you think this show is getting ready to become. Yeah, they did a test run to say, hey, let's bring Skip back. Skip is now willing to be humble to say, hey, I'll sit back. It's your show now. You see how he had to do basically the kiss ass introduction? That's what they wanted. Long as you kiss the ring and realize Stephen A. Smith is that guy. It's his show now. Pass the torch. And now they're like, well, maybe Skip has changed in his old age. Maybe we could get back to working with Skip. This will be great. It did good numbers because people wanted to see what it looked like. They ain't seen it in so long. Yeah, let's bring them back. Skip went back to the old format. Went around table with Ryan Clark, Cam Newton, and all them. He don't like that. He hates that style. He didn't want to be up there in that type of format. No. You think Skip loved being up there with Rashad McCants and Kenya Martin and dealing with Nick Young and all them? No. Skip didn't want to do that. Skip was like, I'm just here to get my checks. I'm gonna take over and run this show 5 days a week, and then we out of here. Now, all of this stuff is gonna come to a head because the majority of these people don't seem to understand. The nature of this is the big problem. Other people who can't see past their face, they're going to keep coming up with scenarios that they feel fit the narratives that they created in their own mind. Now, Stephen A came out and talked about how much this sucks. Oh, this sucked. I lost my brother, Ryan Clark. Knowing the whole time Clark was going to be fired. Now, when other people don't see nor understand how these narratives happen, right, they keep moving all the goalposts. When you keep playing agenda pool, this is where you end up. But ignorance at a man, there's so much nonsense out here in the world today. Are you kidding me? They think it's unbelievable. Like, man, it's unbelievable right now. Nobody out there has the balls to say or tell the truth. They don't. That's the problem. They don't have the nerves or balls to tell you the truth. When you start doing things that matter, that's when you start to understand that, okay, we're in a different ball game. When you start doing these things, you're in a different ball game. They say, well, it's never too late to get right. Tell me this. How do you look? How do you get rid of yeah, how do you get rid of yeah, how do you get rid of all of these right? How do you get rid of the black people? And you gonna pay Skip Bayless. How that look? They already mad about Pat McAfee. Pat McAfee finna get 60 million. They got rid of the brother so they can pay him. Man, they got rid of Cam. Everybody mad about Cam. So if everybody's upset about Cam Newton, what you think they're gonna do about everybody else? ESPN stands for every sports person's nightmare. I told you that. Now, when they start putting this more and more together, you'll start to figure it out. People will start having more correlation with one another. People become more and more tired. They don't know what to do. Yeah, exactly. People was drinking their hibiscus teas, doing all these different tactics. Malika Andrews ain't going nowhere. They get rid of problems. Cam Newton, problem. Ryan Clark, problem. Skip Bayless ain't gonna work with him if they come back. Can you imagine Ryan Clark sitting there listening to Skip Bayless and debating him? How that's gonna go? Skip Bayless being there shocked. He'd be, what? Huh? No, I'm not. I was raised by a black woman. Oh, the black woman was your maid. That what you trying to say? No, no, no. She was. We paid her. Oh, so she was an indentured servant. That's what you trying to say, huh? That what you saying, Skip? No, Ryan. Well, help me out here, Stephen. Anyway, no, we were talking about the Knicks and Lakers. How did we get on this subject? Hey, I'm telling you, they would have that whole thing turned up. Gonna be real lit then. Skip Bayless be like, remember the Chappelle show, the real world? When the dad was looking, look, he looking at me. Why are you looking at me like that? What do you mean? How am I looking at you? Oh, he did it again. Next thing you know, he gets poked up. I'm just damn, I don't even know what I've done. It's gonna be looking like that. Bring Skip back. That's crazy. So I'm quite sure people in there are fighting against it because they know how this is gonna make them look. They like, I don't know about this. Baby, what's not to know? It's Skip Bayless. The numbers went through the roof. I think you guys are blowing this all out of proportion. Sure, people be mad for a day. Then tomorrow they'll be back talking about where LeBron's going. No one's gonna care about Ryan Clark. I'll tell you what. Let's just give it a couple of days. Let everyone cool off. Then we'll come with Skip. They're like, I don't think this is a good idea. I mean, I've been in entertainment business for 40 years. And this is what I think they like. Now, there's also been the case of radical people making radical decisions. When you got a bunch of radicals, what do they usually do? They do things that are radical. They do things that's irrational. First of all, Skip is placating to the notion or ideal that what he is involved in this is what's best. So when you have somebody who's doing something that they believe is best for you, naturally, those things don't usually align to what you like to do. Right? Skip likes the moderator to just sit there, read the cue cards, and shut the hell up. Nobody asked you for your opinion. That's Skip Bayless. Read the cards, bimbo. That's Skip Bayless. Skip's old school. He's not you. You supposed to look there, smile, look good. That's your jobs. Sit there, shut up, look good, show your boobs, smile. Men are talking. Yeah, those days are gone. Those days are gone. Skip no longer has any power. Skip has fought every moderator, female moderator they did have. from Molly Curran to Carrie, wasn't it Carrie Champion had to leave. Joy Taylor had to leave. Jenny, man, she's still at Fox, but she was ready to choke Skip. It was it was going up. Shannon Shaw was right there. No, we good, Jenny. Come on, Jenny. No, come on, Jenny. No, come on now. We good. We all same team. Next thing you know, they gone. He said, boycott ESPN. That's fine. Like Jamel Hill was saying, like, today, she kind of like forgot a part. And Jamel, baby, let me tell you something. ESPN was only number one because they have the most outlets. Fox don't have the more outlets. If they were going outlet for outlet, Fox was beating ESPN. And ESPN knows that. So all this, we're just crushing Fox. Fox can never catch you because for the amount of outlets they have. They don't have as many outlets as you do. But if they did, they're getting way more value than you. This is why First Take was crushing. Hello there. They don't want you to talk. See, those are the narratives there. They don't want talking. Skip wants a moderator to moderate. We don't care about your thoughts on the opinion whatsoever. We did not ask you your thoughts on the topic. Molly didn't get to talk until Stephen A was in charge. Skip ain't going for that you talking stuff. Skip is old school. It's read the damn cue cards and shut up.
This man became the driving force of this show. And I just want to say you've done a great job with it. I'm proud of you, man. And I do love you.
Love you too, my man. It's good to have you back.
But.
Yeah, exactly. The pleasantries are now over.
Okay, for 10 years, I have watched this man on television, and I don't know how many times I've said, you said what? And I have pounded my desk and said, that is ASA 9, ASA 10, ASA 11, ASA 1000. I saw him say the other day, you've already elevated LeBron James all the way up to number 2 on your all-time list?
Yes. Okay.
I have him at 9.
Oh, my. Okay, leave it here. We're going to get to that later.
Yeah,
Let's start.
Before I start, I got to go through the normal stuff.
Okay, go ahead.
Good to see you.
Very good.
Happy to have you back. No doubt about that. You know, my man Mark Shapiro reached out, who was the originator. I mean, he was talking about his hip and I, so I got to give him some love. Jamie Harwood's got to give him some love. And I got to give the bosses love, Jimmy Pitaro and Burke Magnus, because they run this network, not me, okay? And this doesn't happen if they don't condone it and they don't support it. So thanks to them.
Thank you.
Let me bring my man back.
Yes.
Very good.
Now, just like that, a company rollout. Oh, yeah, Skip ain't taking that. Skip is not dealing with the usual nonsense Mm. Well, yeah, good water flow or kidney flow, water helps that out. That's what you want. Stephen A. love them bosses. But this is why we brought this up. You know, that was just recent. That was a test run. None of that round table you was used to seeing. Well, the reason why it would be 2 times a week is the show is no longer in California. The show is in New York, back in Bristol. So now that it's back in Bristol and not in the California area, Skip would have to commute back and forth. So he wouldn't be there every day. They would have Skip on there maybe on Mondays or whatever. Like whenever they would have it centered around a football time where you would have Skip come on there when the Cowboys played and all of that stuff. So it would often have to change when you get around those moments. Well, there's so many different people with admirations, uh, either for the work they're doing or what's been put before them, how they want to move, how they choose not to move. To me, it's going to be different. If you bring Skip Bayless into an environment that's already toxic, let's say it's a lot of toxicity going on in the area, there's going to be a major problem. ESPN is right now firing people. They might fire some more people tomorrow. That's what I heard. Some more people might be gone tomorrow. Like they're doing their rounds of firing. Now, here's what people don't understand. Yes, all these on-air talents, they have contracts that are guaranteed. The majority of them, their contracts are guaranteed and they're being paid out. And because these contracts are being paid out now, you know, other people are being fired as well. Staffers, camera people, all these other people that staff, they don't have guaranteed contracts. Okay, they're not getting paid throughout the year. This is like if you got fired at your job, they're gonna pay you your vacations and personal times. All that'll come in a check, and then you're done. But the moral of the story is these people don't usually have anything aligned for them or waiting for them. You know what I'm saying? other people have different attitudes, or how you might want to put it, aspirations on going forward. But when you do all these fires, these employees are not on salary. Well, they're on salary, some of them, but they don't get their whole contract paid out to them. They get a severance package. Okay, and some of them, depending on how long they've been there, one might be very good. They might have something where they can get COBRA insurance or something of that nature, so that they can have, insurance for their children and things of that, so they can go on with their families. Other than that, it's different. And other people don't understand this. I've known plenty of people that work for ESPN. Maybe, oh, you work for ESPN? I'm like, dude, this person is like, they get paid $40,000, $50,000 a year. Like, it's not the dream job. They're like, well, I'm hoping that I can move up to this point. Then I want to move up to this level. Then I want to move up to that level and do this and get into production. And oh man, I was on, because remember I had the photographs when I was on the set of Sports Center. It was all shut down, and I took a picture of the set. It was a new set they had built, and they were with set design and everything. And those guys have been fired for, man, that was like 2013, 2014. They got fired, let go because they had cuts back then. And this was in the Miami, I believe that's the Miami area when they did that one. In the California office, they're out of California completely. Now the NFL Network is in California. So now it's like they got the California offices back without having to go to California. NFL Network in the merger, now they own 10% of the ESPN. Of the entire network, they own 10%, which means the NFL could eventually end up buying out ESPN. Depends on what happens, but now your coverage is going to be slighted. This is why people like Ryan Clark, the ESPN's not going to want, NFL is not going to like the way that he might cover the game. He might give you a difference of opinion that they don't want broadcast to millions of people on ESPN, especially live during a game like the Super Bowl. Ryan Clark says something like, well, I would just hope that they remember he's black, and we got to take in consideration how we do the black people. ESPN is going to flip out. First ever Super Bowl, Ryan Clark and Cam Newton talks about, we're ganging up on the black guy here, and we're dumping it on him. The white guy's throwing him the ball. Nobody said nothing to him. We're patting him on the back. And we mad because the black guy got tackled. Hey, the defensive back who tackled him, he gets a paycheck too. He was number one in the country at his position. So, okay, well, let's give the blame equally to the team. Why are we singling out the black guy? He can say black guy on ESPN during the Super Bowl. Oh, man, they don't want that. Anybody that might be a wild card, they got to get him out of there. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate, but this is how it happens. Can Ryan Clark go to Fox? Fox don't have a place for him, really. No, they're not hiring anybody. If you look at it, let me tell you what's happening out here in this world. A lot of people are stuck right now, and they don't really get it. Let me tell you what's happening. All right? Listen up. This is what's happening right now out there. All good people, I want y'all to listen up, because this is the truth. DraftKings, They cut almost all the funding for their shows. FanDuel TV has shut down. Underdog Fantasy shut down. Barstools, they got rid of almost all their shows. Why are these shows disappearing? Adam 22, all his shows he had, all them shows is gone. You know why? Because they were not benefiting the companies that were paying them the money. So they said, we're going to pay these shows to get people to sign up. Because you know what the majority of these shows do? Some of them, not all of them, but a lot of them, they manipulate the views. They pay to play. So yeah, you got all these click farms giving you all these hits, click, 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 to keep you in the algorithm. Now you on top. Whoa, we're good. Right? You do all of that so that you can get to the tip of the top. And when you get there, none of it's real. Now you done spent and invested all of this money to do what? Because it's not real. So now you're paying all of these supports for this guy. I'm going to pay him to support my channel. I'm going to pay this guy to be a support channel. I'm going to pay this guy for support. And what happens? It gets burnt to the ground, and they're not seeing the money come in because they're not doing their jobs. Your job, when you have these ad revenue, you get paid to get people to sign up. That's your job. That's your job for the sponsor. And the amount of signups are not matching what the income is. Now, when everybody first starts, you might have a lot of signups and people say, hey, we like the direction this is going. We're going to keep this moving. But most of these people have a 1 year, 2 year run, and they realize, man, this is not working out. We're wasting too much money paying these shows to get people to sign up for ads when people just really want to watch the shows. So why are we doing this, to giving this money to the shows? Well, they get a lot of eyes and ears on them, but it doesn't mean people are going to sign up, because the majority of the people that watch them are gamers and kids, and they don't do stuff like that. So I'm just at the point where people need to be honest. Mm-hmm. No one even mentions it. You know, it's like when you become the past, people don't even understand how the business model is changing. And they keep thinking these shows are the answer. People are getting worn out and tired of seeing people yell at each other and scriptedly doing it. It's becoming irritable to some, and there's no substance. So when you have a style where yours is not substance based, it's just opinionated, and you're just going off of not just your opinion, that's the problem. The problem is that you're following an agenda. This is not even you at your finest or your own real opinion. You're following an agenda just to try to defend an action, whether you believe in it or not. Like a politician. This person's a Democrat, so I got to support it, even though it's some bullshit. And I know it is, but I got to support it. They're going to be like, well, he was caught in a hotel with 6 prostitutes and a midget. Well, we don't know all the facts. Well, those are the facts that we know. Yeah, but what could they have been doing? They could have been holding prayer. Maybe they were Uber Eats. They just came over and he just saw some people and maybe he was engaged in conversation. Started talking to them about taxes. We don't know all the details yet. They were all naked. Well, I don't know. Maybe their clothes got torn in the door. We don't know all the facts. These people will go out and say it. Even McCants said, hey, this is a performance. It's all fake. So if Rashad McCants come out and say it's all fake, then I guess it's all fake. Now, whether it's a performance or not, entertainment and knowledge is the point and the key to make the show go. Rashad McCants will give you entertainment. Kenyon Martin, when he speaks, he gives you wisdom. He gives you the old man wisdom who's not here for the BS. He gives you that centering ground. Nick Young is just drunk. BJ is just boring. It's boring Jennings, and he's just don't act like he doesn't want to be there. Gil is the theatrical yeller. So if you know that that's the way they're going to move going forward, then you start to understand that the patterns are bent out of shape to go against the format that you see that's been laid before you. That everybody else keeps running the same system and the gameplay over and over again, hoping that something new would come out of it. And what we're seeing form is another situation where we're unsure about what is the future for the media and sports. Debate talk shows was losing money. That's why Fox Sports got out of the business. They said we're paying these guys millions and millions of dollars, and we're not getting the viewership out of it that we need. So they got rid of Speak for Yourself. They got rid of Undisputed. They pretty much said, hey, we're shutting this thing down. Skip Bayless pretty much went through the ringer because it was costing them too much money to just shut it down and keep these people under contract. So they just paid everybody out, let them go. People still getting paid from Fox. And Emmanuel Ocho, his whole show's gone. Now he's got it back. Now they can say, hey, well, someone can come license our show. Like Pat McAfee. Pat McAfee showed them the future. And they were like, we didn't know that they could do that. Yes, because the responsibility is not yours. It's all on Pat McAfee, his crew, his staff. They got to be on point with everything that they do. So now, that's how it's going to be. We're licensing it. You're not going to control us. Nope. We don't work for you. You're not laying anybody off over here. It's all at my feet. Now, that $60 million that Pat McAfee gets does not go to Pat McAfee. He has to pay the salaries of his crew. So it's not like he's taking $60 million and doing X, Y, and Z. But he don't have to work 55 jobs like Stephen A. Smith. So maybe Stephen A. Smith would be sent to Monday Night Football And then Tuesday morning, he got to be up at 6 a.m. on First Take, which is ridiculous for a man in his 60s that you want him to do that and have him somewhere way in Arizona for a Monday Night Football game and expect him to be on First Take Tuesday morning when the game just ended at like 1 a.m. So he's got to sleep for 4 hours to get up to do First Take. I mean, it was ridiculous. They had him on location. Hey, yeah, I'm a little grumpy. Yeah, the game was a little late. With the overtime. I'm like, do they really need to have Stephen A do that? No, they want to. They want to make an example of him because they were mad that they had to pay him the money or he was threatening the league. Now, where are you going to go? Oh, I'm just going to do the Stephen A. Smith show. Nope, they need the token Blackie in there to keep the other Blackies in line. Without Stephen A., how we're going to keep them all in line? And we're going to look like the racists. We can't look like what we are. That's right. We got to think to this. Hold on now. We got to calm down. He was in the box with Jerry Jones. No, man, they don't care. Cam Newton came through like a flash, dog. Cam only been there like a year and a half. I think it's a little bit over a year Cam been there. So his contract is expiring. Ryan Clark's contract was expiring. So I'm quite sure he knew there was plenty of incidents where he could have been fired. Ryan Clark. That he had, like, last year was the whole Ryan Clark apology tour. So that's what I was saying. For him, people's like, oh man, but Cam Newton, they was like, Cam shouldn't have been fired. They was like, well, he beat up a mascot. Come on, man, please. What are we doing? It's the fact that they can't control you. That makes you dangerous to them. They fear what they don't understand. Hey, well, man, I look like Ari Spears in that picture. God damn, they got me looking like Ari Spears. If you saw the original photo of that, you'll really laugh. But it's funny that they took that photo with me holding the money and put it in there, and they altered it. And my God, I look like damn Ari Spears. This is crazy as hell. They'd be like, what, Ari Spears is going to ESPN. They paid him some money. So that money is real. That was me rubbing it into my homie's face when I had all the money, when I bet, and they didn't bet with me. Not only did I get their money, I bet and won at the casino. I bet. So it was hilarious. I was laughing at them because I had all their damn money. They were so stupid. I'm like, first of all, y'all was stupid enough. I told y'all who to bet on, then you wanted to bet me. I'm like, you finna lose badly. And they did. Mm-hmm. They have no direction. Like if you looked at like said, okay, well, what's the best quality about it? They don't have a quality. They don't have a quality that sits with them. Mm-hmm. I know they always try to make a point for it, right? Same thing. We're gonna do a poll here, like we did on the other one. All right, it's in the chat now. Do you want to see Skip Bayless return to ESPN? The choice is yours. Do you want to see Skip? Skip to Malou, my darling. You want to see Skip return to ESPN? Remember, it's all up to you. Yeah, look at that. Well, we got 55%. Some people is riding with Skip. They want to see Skip back. They're like, I want to see him back. Well, the votes are flying in now. People are saying, hey, wait a minute now. Don't you talk about my Skip. Yeah. I didn't realize a lot of the people that they knew in that area in time was very don't be afraid. Son. No, man, I don't at this expense, it's gonna look bad. Mm-hmm. Well, that's just how it went. I didn't know that Skip had this much support. This is crazy. Wow. I never thought Skip was going to have this much support coming back. That's what's crazy. Yeah, I never thought they were going to have that kind of support. Man, that's rad wild, bro. I never thought they would have that kind of support. I guess a lot of people out here windmilling for Skip, baby. It's not Skip, baby. We ride for you, Skip. We all the way.
That's right.
All right, ready? Boxing gloves on. Let's do it. Here we go.
Yeah.
I was the driving force of this show back in its early days. I pushed to have this man be my permanent partner in 2012.
That's what you did.
And after I left in 2016, this man became the driving force of this show. And I just want to say you've done a great job with it. I'm proud of you, man, and I do love you.
And what do you know? They went back to the old format. And here we go. Oh, he gonna be mad as hell, boy. He gonna be, guys, look, man, they don't make no goddamn shit. How they gonna go take him back? And they ain't gonna take me back? My number was 3 times higher than Skip. They ain't gonna tell you that. No, they ain't gonna tell you that. Now, you know my Patreons are in here. Patreons, y'all in the house tonight? Patreons in the house tonight. Well, it always comes down to it. You know, like what we always do at this time. So what we gonna do, since somebody in the chat brought up Hollywood, since y'all brought up Hollywood, wasn't me. He said, "What you gonna do with this Hollywood, Paul? What you gonna do with this Hollywood?" Hey, Hollywood. Hold on, let's get Hollywood. All my Patreons, they didn't been there before. You know, we be having special guest interviews that you don't see on Patreon. I mean, on the internet. We just keep it basically for us. So Hollywood gave us some very damaging information to use in this situation, man, because he was tired of people targeting him and making him the excuse. At least Hollywood comes out and owns everything he does. He's not hiding in no closet. He's saying, this is him. Leave him alone. Now, well, it's hard to believe most of these people don't understand what's happening here. No, the levels change. So as long as people keep changing the, moving the goalposts, that's why they keep changing directions on. Everybody getting messy. That's because they don't know what's going on over there at that time. Most of those people are one-way driven. Their mind is on one side of the road and they have no inclinations about anything. Heck no. These people are not thinking about stuff like that. They can care less. Well, tell them to move their own self. All right. We're going to bring y'all into the fold. Remember Shannon Sharp got caught with that bodybuilder? In this situation. That big bodybuilder dude? I know you probably working on the set. Or somewhere doing your thing, man. But what's been going on over there on your side?
Yeah, I don't know. I really don't care. Anytime Shannon's name come up or whatever, my name come up, I have nothing to do with that mess. I do not care about that mess. And the little bit that I have seen, Royce is making himself look stupid. Like, it's absolutely insane to me. Like, yeah. But them saying my name with Shannon's name, that's probably going to be forever. Like, I'm at the point with that mess over there. I really don't give a shit. I've moved completely on. Like, I really don't give a shit what they have going on. Yeah, I don't know what they're cooking or what they're trying to cook. The shit is old. I don't understand why people are still talking about stuff from 2016. Ridiculous.
Yeah, I have no idea. I think it's like Royce's wife or girlfriend. She supposedly is leaking all these photos on the internet, and they got you in there with this Royce guy and him in a hotel room with Shannon. I don't know. Is he working for Shannon? I have no idea, like, how y'all know him or whatever. But you're in these photos. So they're like, oh, my God, y'all, they're having a threesome. And all of this stuff is flying around the internet right now. And they called me yesterday, and I was like, I'm not seeing anything because I was like, well, let me find out what's going on first. And Tasha K gets involved, and now it's a whole big firestorm.
No. So, Roy, I do know Royce. It's not a secret, with the guys that came into Shannon's group, I was the person who hired them. Like, okay, this is a good guy, this is a good guy, this is a good guy, just things like that. I do know Royce. Of course, we're in photos together, but Shannon fired Royce. I was gone when he got, I don't know. Something happened, I don't know. But as far as a threesome, I've never been in a threesome in my life. Ever.
Okay.
Ever.
All right. Now, hey, now, right away, if y'all want to hear that explosiveness, y'all got to be VIP on the Patreon. Now, I tell you, when I get to the information, I get the information. I get the facts. So they can tell them people they roll with whatever they want. But you and I know what's going on. Hey, you hear me? I was getting the info out there. I'm like, hey, they saying y'all in a threesome. What's going on? Hey, the streets say y'all in a threesome. What's happening? I can see Shannon Shaw. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Yeah, I want you right there. No, and then I'm going to jump over the bed. And then I'm going to jump over here and I'm going to wrestle him down. Then I'm going to put the dick in. Yeah. So I asked right away, I'm like, hey, they say y'all doing some freaky deaky. Y'all all going up the Hershey Highway. He said I never hung out with a fucking butterfly. Hey, man. Dude, that's a phone interview. We not hanging out nowhere. I'm over the phone, bro. Oh, man. Dog, you about to get me in trouble. I ain't never hung out with a book in my life. Oh, man, dog, you about to make me out some funny shit up. Oh, man was doubling down. Like somebody accused him. Oh, man. Oh, yeah, y'all brought this home, man. Y'all brought it home, man. I'm nice and... Woo, man, that hurt right there. That was hilarious. Outlaw working out. Oh, look at this, boy. He done got fired up because Trae Young, he got them Wizards. Yeah, he coming after your boy Bumpson. Yep. So get ready. So definitely become VIP Patreon. So if you never heard that, it's not on YouTube. Nobody else has an interview with the individual but me. So once again, I'm out. Peace.